YouTube and Snapchat and fuckers. Welcome back to another installment of the Friday Wrap-Up. Well, before we get started, I want to tip my hat to today's libation. I am drinking a Moscow Mule. Okay, that's right. A very simple cocktail to make. Actually, quite light, quite refreshing. I use depends on how big your mule is. See, the reason they call it a Moscow Mule is because you see the copper mug that you serve it in typically is just called a mule. So depending upon how big your mule is, I got a pretty big mule, so I had to use 2 shots of vodka. So sometimes if you got a smaller mule, it's all right. You just use a shot and a half. So with 2 shots of vodka, about a half ounce of lime juice or like tree lime segments, and you top it with about 4 ounces of ginger beer. Give it a good stir, and azalud, to drink up and be somebody. It's quite lovely, I must say. So, before we get underway, I am saddened to report that the world is a little less funny this week. We lost another comedy great, Mr. Norm Macdonald. Okay, a very funny comedian known for his dry and deadpan delivery. Saturday Night Live alum. Actually, you remember when Saturday Night Live used to be funny? You know, back in the day when you had like Adam Sandler and Chris Farley. Well, Norm Macdonald used to anchor. He originated, actually, I believe, the Weekend Update, which is kind of some sort of inspiration for this show right here, if you think about it. So unfortunately, he died after his 9-year battle with the with the big casino. He was 61 years old, and he was still on tour. He was still doing stand up and stuff like that, and never told anyone he had cancer. Matter of fact, he used to make a joke that he might die before his tour was over, and he wasn't really joking. So, well, look on the bright side. That's one death you can't blame on the Wu flu. So, rest in peace, Norm. We're going to miss your dry sense of humor. Speaking of former SNL comedians, Long Island's own Jim Breuer announced this week that he was going to cancel 2 shows in his upcoming fall tour. One in New Jersey and another one in Michigan, due to the fact that they're segregating vaccinated and unvaccinated people. Apparently he doesn't like this. And I don't fucking blame him. So good for him. Okay? On a positive note, I was in Target a couple of... it'd be like 4 or 5 days ago. And Halloween Funfetti is back. My favorite. Okay? Okay, matter of fact, this is, as far back as I can remember, this has always been my preferred birthday cake of choice. So being that my birthday falls right after Halloween, I always make sure I have this on hand for my birthday. And I'm also excited to report that they have a new version of Halloween Funfetti this year. I'm so fucking excited about this. Check it out. They got a chocolate one. And you can get like, the slime green frosting, which, I already got. So I don't know. I might have to do a little bit of a, kitchen quickie or a neighborhood kitchen show on this. Maybe combine both of them. Maybe make like a marbleized version of Funfetti Halloween cake. So I don't know. We'll see what happens. But that titillated me. It's the simple things in life that excite me. So moving along, your COVID special report. Well, listen, I know you're probably tired of hearing me fucking say this, because I'm fucking tired of actually saying it. But these people in their fucking masks, okay? They got them around their neck. They're wearing them under their nose. They put them on after they walk into a place. I mean, they're taking them off to talk to people and then putting them back on. Fucking stop it, you fucking simpletons. Okay? They don't work. Especially the way you're fucking using them. All scientific reports point to the fact that they are less than 1% effective. Okay? So, I do have another scientific fact for you. They are 100% effective at illustrating how fucking dumb you are. Okay? So, I have a better solution for you mask wearers. How about you do this? Take a plastic bag and a fucking rubber band. You wear this for about 3 minutes, and I promise you, you never have to worry about another thing ever again. As a matter of fact, if enough of you fucking do it, it might alleviate some of the traffic problems in New York. I'm just saying, you know? So, another Biden blunder. So apparently in a press conference regarding hurricane preparedness, Joe Biden feels that the best way to prepare for a hurricane was to get vaccinated. That's right, you heard me. So clearly he was having two trains of thought at the same time, and they collided. Okay, they crashed. I mean, I think when this guy starts a sentence off with, "Let me be clear," it's really more of a fucking prayer, like an internal prayer that he's kind of just announcing. He doesn't realize it's outside of his head. Okay, because he's never fucking clear. He's stumbling, he's stuttering, he's coughing. You don't know what the fuck he's saying. He's rambling. Jesus fucking Christ. Here's a picture of him at the at the 9/11 memorial service in New York City last week with Clinton and Obama. Apparently, Joe had just spotted an ice cream truck. And the look on his wife's face, he's like, "Oh shit, they're getting this on camera." And Obama's looking at him like, "Ah, hell nah, this crazy old motherfucker, y'all spitting all over my suit, man. Shut the fuck up, honky." Okay, kids, we got a lot of stops to make on the Crazy Train this week, so get those tickets out, get ready, get them punched, because the Crazy Train's about to leave the station. All aboard! Woo-hoo! Okay, first stop, the Arctic. So according to scientists, because the ice caps are melting, it's apparently causing polar bears to inbreed. I know, fucking national emergency. This brings some questions to mind, however, when I heard this. Okay, like, you know, who did these scientists piss off that they were banished to the Arctic? How do you know the polar bear is retarded? Did someone go up close and check? Okay. Really? Well, he's acting a little bit irregular. I'm going to get a closer look. Hey there, fella, you want some strawberry ice cream? Ah, he just killed Bill and took the ice cream. He must be retarded. I mean, you know, because, you know, inbreeding sometimes produces some irregulars, if you know what I mean. You know, so, I mean, just, if you don't believe me, you don't understand what I'm saying. It's very simple. Just go to Brighton Beach, you know, anytime before 4 o'clock, and just take a walk around and take a look at, you know, what you got to deal with over there. That's kind of what inbreeding produces. You want a better example? Just go to the fucking Appalachian Mountains, wander around for a few minutes, and there you go. Okay, so I mean, another question that popped into mind is studying polar bears' sexual practices an actual fucking job? I mean, seriously? Okay? I mean, what kind of sick fuck wants that job? Now, I don't know what melted ice has to do with inbreeding, quite honestly. I don't see the correlation. But hey, I'm not a fucking scientist that studies polar bears getting it on. The bottom line here is that these libtards are going to say that because there's a couple of retarded polar bears wandering around the fucking North Pole, you shouldn't be allowed to operate a gas-powered vehicle in New York. You know, kind of like the whale in California with the plastic bag stuck in its blowhole, or the fucking turtle with the straw. That's going to be the next catalyst for why you shouldn't operate a gas-powered vehicle. Next stop, Miami. Welcome to Miami. So, for all you MMA fans, which I'm just going to, I know you're probably thinking, oh, why isn't this in the sports update? Because it's very simple. MMA is not a real fucking sport, okay? It's softcore gay porn. I've said this before. I don't understand why people watch this shit, but nonetheless, it produced something somewhat fucking crazy and newsworthy. Alana McLaughlin, a transgender fighter, you heard me, won her debut fight. Alana began her transition after she left the Army Special Forces. So let me back the train up here a second. Okay? So a guy, all right, who was trained by the Army to fucking kill you 92 different ways. Okay, Special Forces. He was a Ranger. All right, came out of the Army and decided, I don't like my dick anymore. So he becomes an MMA fighter. He beats the shit out of an actual real woman in an MMA fight, and the world applauds. You know, back in the day when a guy beat the shit out of a woman, they called that domestic violence. Nowadays, if you're wearing makeup and you tuck it between your legs, they call it progress. Okay, so on to New York, because we got a few stops to make in the Big Apple. First stop, Queens. The Subway Series with the Yankees and Mets, which again, I don't even want to consider this a fucking sport either. Okay, this was meant to commemorate the Subway World Series that they played after 9/11, the Mets and the Yankees, which the Yankees won that series. I like to point that out. Well, clearly, these are not the same Yankees, and Aaron Boone is definitely no fucking Joe Torre, so no contest. So while the opening ceremonies were nice, the rest of the fucking series was an absolute disgrace. The only entertaining part was these two retards that decided to streak the field on two different occasions. I guess they got bored, okay? And by the way, the Yankees actually won Saturday night. This was Friday night, the opening. So I guess they were tired of watching this fucking debacle of a game. And they decided, two different people decided to streak the field at two different points in the game. One idiot felt compelled to do it shirtless. Okay, the other guy looked like a small but sprightly Filipino man. He evaded security by skipping and prancing around like a Kansas City chorus girl until they caught him. So, next stop, Brooklyn. Okay, my old stomping ground. So, the 2021 MTV Music Awards were held at the Barclays Center. Since none of what passes these days as music is actually good, the highlight of the evening was Madonna dressed like a Miami drag queen showing off her 63-year-old ass, which clearly she has fucking implants, okay? All right? Her ass wasn't that plump in her fucking 20s, all right? Okay, so I don't understand what everyone is so excited about. She had implants. If some rando 63-year-old broad pulled her ass out, I guarantee you nobody would be fucking excited about this. It would look like a wrinkled old fucking saddlebag. All right? They might even recoil in terror. But because Madonna had some silicone shoved in her ass cheeks to look like Nicki Minaj, which, by the way, Nicki Minaj has a delightful ass until I found out that they were implants, and I was very, very excited, very, disappointed is the word I'm looking for. Maron, you would think I had about 4 or 5 of these already. Anyway, so, as I said, to Madonna, I say, stop it, you're 100, okay? Go home, have some soup, stop pulling out your rubber ass, and nobody fucking cares, all right? Just go home, have some soup, put on a blanket, and shut up. Next stop, New York City, Manhattan. So let's talk about the Republican candidate for New York City's mayoral race, okay? So we all know Muppet Hands is leaving office. His term is up. It's down to Eric Adams, the Democratic primary, who's an ex-cop. And in my opinion, will probably run away with this fucking election because the Republicans couldn't come up with anybody to run on the Republican ticket other than fucking Curtis Silva, who is the founder of the Guardian Angels. Now, he was on, I forgot this guy even fucking existed, to be honest with you. He was on Gutfeld the other night, and I remembered how much I can't stand this fucking guy, okay? Now, he's a fucking moron, especially when you hear him speak. Like, he talks like they're tough nookies. Like, you want a fucking mayor that does that? Come on, all right? I sound better, and I'm from, I'm a fucking Goomba. So I'm not quite sure why he thinks he's a good candidate for mayor. I don't know who told him he'd be a good candidate for mayor. You see, the downside, and this is all a side effect of the Trump presidency. And I'm not casting dispersions on Donald Trump. Don't think oh my God, he switched. No, relax, breathe, take a breath. Here's what I mean by that, okay? The downside to Trump, the Trump presidency, is that it inspired all of these fucking idiots to think that they could do what Donald Trump did. Because now, Trump was not a career politician. We know this, all right? He was a business person. And by him coming out of left field and becoming president, that shook up the political caucuses, right? But it inspired all these other fucking lunatics to run for office. Now, clearly, Trump is qualified to be president of the United States. I knew it back then in 2016. He clearly proved himself, whether you agree with me or not. I don't give a fuck, okay? But this guy, I mean, let's be honest. Trump looked like a doctor compared to what the fuck is occupying the White House now. But this guy is far from qualified. Curtis Hill was far from qualified. His only managerial experience comes from running a McDonald's in the Bronx in the late 70s and early 80s, okay? Then he left that. He founded the Guardian Angels. And here's what a lot of people forget about this guy. He's full of shit. He's a fucking full of shit. He used to stage phony attacks on the subway to gain notoriety, okay? It was like the Guardian Angels, it was supposed to be like a vigilante type of thing, you know? Making citizens arrest, stopping crime. Now, they might have done that at some point, but in the beginning, they staged phony fucking attacks to gain notoriety. And then he even made up some bullshit story that he was kidnapped by the NYPD or something like that. And then he said he was Gotti tried to fucking whack him because of something he said on a podcast. I got news for you. Okay, the Gottis are not listening to this asshole's podcast. All right, so his claims about that were bullshit. They were thrown out. I mean, that's not a way to make. Those are not the right people to be pissing off. Okay, he acts like a tough guy, but he ain't that fucking tough. I gotta tell you. I mean, he's got a stupid radio show now. He just sounds like a fucking dope. Okay, the funny thing is that he hates Trump, but he tries to emulate him. Okay? He's an anti-politician, and it comes through on his podcast over and over and over again. He doesn't like any kind of politicians, and I don't blame him. Neither do I. I mean, I'm not faulting the guy for that. But he only recently switched to the Republican Party. That's my point. So he had no political allegiance. If anything, I think he leans more towards the liberal side than anything else, but he switched to the Republican Party because he thinks he can run for New York City mayor. Granted, anyone could do a better fucking job than Muppet Hands. That's not a big accolade. But that doesn't mean we should just elect anyone who just any fucking rando retard. You know what I mean? New Yorkers deserve the best, and this guy ain't it. That's the bottom line. He's more concerned about making all animal shelters in New York City no-kill shelters, which is nice, but that shouldn't be your primary focus right now, okay? It's not a mayoral priority, okay? We got a lot of other fucking things that should take precedence, not whether or not they're going to kill a fucking couple of stray goddamn cats. This guy's a fucking basket case. He's a part of the fact that him and his third or fourth fucking wife, okay, live in a 325 square foot apartment on the Upper West Side with 17 fucking cats that they rescued. Can you imagine? 17 fucking cats in a tiny ass apartment. I'm pretty sure that's a New York City health code violation. Can you imagine being this fucking guy's neighbor? These poor bastards? The fucking stink that's got to come out of this fucking apartment. And this asshole wants to run for mayor. He's running around with his red beret on. He wants to run for fucking mayor. Okay? Gee, I found gold, this son of a bitch. First of all, guys who have guys with cats, just there's something wrong with them right then and there. That's a cry for help. If you got one cat, that's bad enough. 17 fucking cats. Okay, he even did a commercial with, I guess part of his mayoral campaign. He does a commercial. He's got some fucking half-strip yard the cat. He's holding the cat's trying to claw him. And he's petting it, talking about all no-kill shelters. Get the fuck out of here. Okay? Holy fucking shit. You know what? New York is fucking doomed. Between what we got in Albany, what the fuck are we going to have in Gracie Mansion again? I just, I don't know where the fuck we're going. Okay, but next stop, we're going uptown, baby. All right, the Met Gala. Okay, one of the swankiest events in New York City. All of New York City, whoever the who's who of what's what is at the Met Gala. And we're going to talk about AOC's dress. My favorite new topic, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, Democratic representative, congressional representative for New York. Lucky us. So she officially came out of the closet as a fucking communist, okay? She was wearing a dress that said, tax the rich across the back in red lettering. I mean, look at this crazy-ass bitch, okay? I mean, she looks like a bag of Chick-fil-A. bitch has the audacity to go to one of the swankiest fucking events in New York City, which, by the way, is $30,000 a ticket. So my first question is, where the fuck did this broad get 30 grand, okay, to get a ticket to the Met? First of all, she was broke. I mean, broke. She had $81 in her checking account before she got elected to Congress. How the fuck she got elected to Congress? I don't know. She was a goddamn waitress. We'll talk about that in a minute. Okay, as a congressional representative, you really only make $174,000 a year. Not bad, okay, but by no means wealthy. All right. So explain to me how the hell she could afford a custom designer dress, okay, and a $30,000 ticket to one of New York City's top events. Okay, just like every other member of fucking Congress and the Senate, this bitch is well on to her way of becoming one of those rich socialites that she pretends to hate. So wearing a tax the rich dress is just fucking tacky, okay? I mean, you know, you're not doing your Puerto Rican sisters justice here, sweetheart, okay? You're acting like a dumb fucking Boricua, okay? But anyhow, so she's, like I said, well on her way to becoming one of those rich socialites. They're all fucking loaded, these Congress people and senators. And, you know, it's because the fucking lobbyists and the special interest groups line their pockets. She'll be no different, okay? Just like all of them, she drinks the fucking Kool-Aid. Difference between her and her constituents, though, is this crazy-eyed bitch is nothing more than a fucking attention whore. All right? That's the difference. You know, Chuck Schumer's fucking loaded, too. Nancy Pelosi's got money falling out of her fucking old vagina. But they at least act a little bit more, you know, I'd say conservative-ish. I don't know if I can use that term when describing liberal idiots, but this one's walking around with a fucking billboard across her Puerto Rican ass. There's other ways to accentuate your ass, honey. That ain't the way to do it. All right? She's just a fucking dummy. She's completely unqualified to be in fucking politics. Like I said, she was a fucking waitress before she was elected to public office. I don't understand how that happened, okay? So, being a Congress menstruating person, you see what I did there? That's her favorite word. And she probably, you know, she went from being a fucking waitress to a Congress menstruating person. But given her waitressing skills, she probably sucked at that too. I mean, guaranteed this crazy bitch screwed up everybody's fucking order. No, I'm almost positive, you know, I probably was in an establishment where she waited on me and fucked up my order. Guaranteed. Guaranteed. Okay, so your sports update. New York Yankees now in third place. And fucking quickly sliding down. I told you not to get too happy with yourselves. I fucking told you. Okay? There's not going to be a fucking wild card. Sorry. Ain't going to happen. The only thing I'm looking forward to this season is at the end of the season them firing that fucking retard Boone. I mean, because it's becoming very obvious that he is unqualified to manage in the majors. This guy doesn't know what he's doing. Okay? He's putting up people at the fucking night. You know, he's bringing in ninth inning closers that continually blow fucking saves. And he puts them out on the fucking mound. He goes, well, it's not that bad. I mean, are you fucking kidding me? I mean, you got. So, listen, I just like to point out that I said that right in the beginning. Okay, right when they fucking hired him, that this guy wasn't qualified. But had they listened to me, they would have saved themselves a lot of fucking heartache. But, well, some people like to learn the hard way. Now, the Mets and the Phils are really duking it out for that wild card slot, okay? So I'm pulling for Girardi and the Phillies. The Mets and Phillies begin a series, 3-game series tonight. I believe it's 7:00. I think they're at Citi Field. No, I lied. I think they're at Citizens Bank this week, which I should have gotten tickets for, but who thinks of these fucking things? Anyway, next stop, the NFL. I don't even want to discuss the fucking Giants, to be honest with you, okay? Last Sunday's game was a fucking embarrassment. Okay, Thursday night's game, they could have redeemed themselves. Okay, they could have redeemed themselves. And they fucked that up too. Okay, they played better. But they made stupid fucking mistakes. They blew 2 touchdowns that they should have never fucking blown. Dumbass penalties. As a matter of fact, at the end of the game, they had the game won by 1 fucking point. Okay? Washington lines up for a fucking field goal and misses, but as they kick the field goal, fucking Giants went offside. Call the penalty, they redid the field goal, fucking Washington wins again. This is the kind of stupid shit the Giants are doing, okay? If this is how we're going to start the season, getting absolutely destroyed in a home opener, losing the second fucking game to just stupidity when you had the fucking lead, at this point they should just fire the whole fucking team and start over. Sorry. Set the rest of the season out if this is the way it's going to be. They can do us all a fucking favor, save us a lot of heartache. At least the Jets lost with some dignity Sunday. 5 points as opposed to the Giants getting blown out 30 points to 35-3, I think it was, or 36-3 by the fucking Broncos. I mean, it's just ridiculous. Thank God for my backup team, the Saints. They showed up on Sunday and played football, crushed the Packers. So it was at least a little saving grace. I figured yesterday maybe I'd catch a little reprieve with the Giants. No such fucking luck. On to the NHL. Thank God hockey season is starting soon. Next week, preseason begins on Saturday the 25th. Rangers are playing the Islanders on Sunday the 26th at 7 o'clock. I believe they're squaring off with the Islanders in Connecticut because their new arena isn't finished yet. So, I guarantee you there'll be more fucking people at that Connecticut game than there will be when the Rangers season opener hits in Madison Square Garden, because about 2/3 of the fucking city probably can't go. Okay. What the fuck is that? We're going to talk about my new favorite word, squirtsicles. So what is a squirtsicle? Well, according to the definition, it's fairly gender specific. So like, certain women are blessed with the ability to, well, when they get excited, they squirt, like, you know, like a pressurized, like, you know, sometimes it's a little bit, sometimes it's a lot, you know, depends. So it's nature. What am I telling you? So, like, you know, if your girl travels a lot, you know, maybe she's some high-powered executive. No, I mean, nobody fucking travels now. But if if they go on a vacation or take a trip or whatever, they could actually, you know, squirt into an ice tray and put little toothpicks in it and freeze it. And then when you miss them, you just pop it out and there you go. You got a little squirtsicle. Now, I mean, guys, you could do this too if you wanted, you know. I don't think I'd call it a squirtsicle at that point. It would probably be more of a fucking blow pop. But, you know, I mean, it's nice. I mean, if you travel a lot, you know, and your significant other misses you, maybe it's a nice little gift, like a birthday gift, anniversary gift, or just on no particular occasion, just one of those I love you type of things. I think this is nice. Christmas, the holidays, Valentine's Day, whatever makes you happy. All right, everybody likes a frozen treat. Who wouldn't like a squirtsicle? Okay, your PSA. Listen, I went to the beach with Rosie on Sunday. It was a beautiful day out Sunday. I took the bike out. I was out all fucking day. I was all over the place. So, towards the end of the day, I think it was maybe like about 5:30, 6 o'clock. I figured, yeah, you know what? I was bopping around the island. I says, let me take a quick ride down to the beach. There was a Zac Brown tribute band playing at the boatyard. Now, this tribute band is actually, they come out of Rochester. They're pretty fucking good. So, I mean, if you can't catch Zac Brown, you don't want to mortgage the house for a ticket, this is usually your next best thing. So, I'm just sitting there on a bench, smoking my cigar, just relaxing, nice. And some dumbass guy walking around in a fucking cowboy hat walks past me. I mean, first, what are you, fucking George Strait? Okay? I mean, stop it. I can't stand people that fucking wear costumes to you know, cover band shows. It's a fucking cover band. Settle down. All right? Now, listen. This ain't fucking Texas. Okay? There's no reason for you to be wearing a fucking cowboy hat on Long Island. None. All right? But if you are going to wear a fucking cowboy hat, you don't wear it with fucking Crocs. The guy's wearing a cowboy hat and Crocs. Clearly, he ain't from fucking Texas. Okay? So, first of all, if you're going to wear a cowboy hat, own the fucking look. Okay? Wear it right. Wear it with jeans and fucking cowboy boots. Okay? Don't wear Crocs. All right? That just fucking ruin. You're not fooling anybody, you moron. First of all, like I said, can we please assess the mental health of these fucking assholes that feel compelled to wear costumes to a fucking cover band? You ever see like these grown ass people? Look, they're not kids. They're like in their 50s, okay? And it's just like they got nothing going on. They're wearing like glow sticks and stuff, and they're spinning around, and they're dressing like they're in their 20s. And the fucking guys with the toupees, you ain't kidding nobody. I mean, just fucking stop it. It ain't Halloween. You look fucking dumb. Knock it off. Well, stay COVID-less, kids. No mask, don't ask. Haters can kiss my ass. Remember, who loves you, babe? That's been your Friday wrap-up, and I'll see you when I see you.